I got a few new plants. Hey friends, welcome back. It's Laura. I hope you are doing amazing. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. Over the holidays, I got a few new plants. Some were gifts, some were gifts to myself. I feel like I'm finally settling into this house to the point where I could get new plants. I got rid of a lot of plants before we moved to this house, and I've been enjoying having a smaller collection, but also there was room for a few new plants. So I'm gonna show you these new plants, talk about how I'm liking them so far. If that sounds interesting, stay tuned. First new plant is this Philodendron billietiae, and I am absolutely loving this plant so far. The leaves are huge and the stems can get more orange on this plant. They're not super orange on this specific specimen, but I really love this plant. This was a gift from my husband for Christmas, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. I feel like it instantly adds a huge tropical pop to the room. I had to get rid of a lot of my larger plants before we moved, just for logistical reasons. So it's nice to have, oh, my bread is done. I'll be back. I am keeping this plant right in the window. I think it will benefit from having a lot of light. Right now in the winter, honestly, we're not getting a ton of light, so it's getting as much light as it can. I'm gonna baby this plant. I love these super big leaves. I'm hoping that the next few leaves that come out are equally large. I am hoping to maintain this size. I have never had a Philodendron billietiae before, and to be honest, I wasn't super interested in them until I got this one, and I am obsessed. I love Alocasia, and I feel like this leaf shape really looks like an Alocasia, but then it's a Philodendron, so it's gonna grow in a different manner and is going to get bigger and bigger. So I am excited to grow this. I am so grateful to my husband for getting it for me, and this is definitely a cool new addition to the collection. Next, this is just a little baby Peperomia Hope. I treated myself to this one a couple days after Christmas. I just saw it at a plant nursery. I was just out and about, and it's just so cute. I used to have a really big lush Peperomia Hope, and then when I moved away, I did give it away. I wasn't sure how well it would travel, and you know, these leaves can fall off. I just didn't want to kill it in the process. It wasn't worth it to me, and hopefully my friend is taking good care of it. But this one was just so full and cute, and I think it was $3, so I brought it home. I had this planter already, which was also a gift from my husband. I feel like my husband actually really supports my plant hobby when I really think about it. So I had this planter already, and it's just like a little tiny plant, but they do get really big if you just kind of ignore them. Peperomia Hopes are so easy to care for. They just love lots of light, and I personally just water them when the leaves are soft. When they're firm like this, I don't do anything. I just let it soak up the sun. And in my experience, they just grow and grow and grow. So I'm sure I will have to up pot this eventually, although there's no roots. There's no roots coming out the bottom just yet, even though it does look like it's outgrowing this tiny pot. For now, it just looks so cute in the bunny. So this is something I treated myself to, and I love it. I think it's so cute. Simple, but super cute. Next up is this Aglaonema golden fluorite. I love Aglaonema. I only have two. I have the pink Lady Valentine and the Siam Aurora, which is kind of a red one. And actually the pink one is right behind me, you can see there. I feel like Aglaonema is so underrated as a plant. Honestly, I've never had pests. I've never even seen pests on either of my Aglaonema, and they just are happy. The only like one little thing that I found with my pink Aglaonema, I had it right in the window because I loved the way the sun looked like when it was coming through the leaves. They looked so beautiful. And I found that the leaves got a little bit bleached out. However, the plant did not suffer at all. And then I've kept that plant also in like a dark corner. It was fine. It didn't really grow, but it was fine. And I find basically Aglaonema just sort of sit there. If they get enough light, they'll grow. If they don't get enough light, they'll just sit there and be cute. I feel like I feel like Aglaonema is just sort of a good investment plant. If you like the colors of the leaves, it will keep that color. It doesn't lose variegation or like get weird like that. So if you see one that you like, you should just get it because the care is just so easy. I honestly just water this when I remember to water. A few times I forgot to water my other ones and they kind of just drooped. Then I watered them and then they were fine. So anyways, all that to say is I was at a plant nursery and I saw this one, golden fluorite, and I had never seen this one in person. I've definitely seen pictures of it. I'd never seen it in person. And I don't know, it just, the colors are so vibrant and it kind of looks like a fake plant, honestly, but it's real. And I just saw it and I thought this would just look so cute. I think I would like to get more Aglaonema. I don't find that they are super common. Well, they're kind of common. I don't feel like I see them a lot when I'm out in plant nurseries, but maybe I just miss them. I don't know. But I feel like they're underrated. And now that I have this one, I'm obsessed with it. It always catches my eye. I'm always looking. There is a new leaf coming in already, which is super exciting. There's a new leaf. I don't know if you can see right there. The new leaf. I don't know if you can see. In there, there's a new leaf coming in. Cool. I don't think those had started when I bought the plant, but maybe they had. I don't know. So yeah, I'm obsessed with this one. I'm excited to see it grow. It looks really cute. I keep it beside the pink one. I feel like it looks really cute with the pink one. And yeah, Aglaonema golden fluorite. I think it might sometimes be called Aglaonema neon fluorite. Maybe, I might have made that up. Okay, next up is Syngonium frosted heart. I have been looking for this plant for a long time. I have seen these, like I've seen photos of them, of really big, luscious ones, and I just thought they look so cute, so beautiful. But I have never, ever, ever seen one in a plant nursery, like in person, or even really for sale online in stores that ship to Canada. I don't know if it's just like not very popular, but it's a Syngonium. The leaves are shaped like little hearts, and the leaves are thicker than most Syngoniums, at least most Syngoniums that I've seen. They're almost like leathery, and then of course it's called frosted heart because apparently the frosted look can kind of fade to green as the plant matures. I will have to see. A lot of people grow this on poles or stakes. I will probably put it on a stake once I need to. But like I said, I've always admired these in photos, but I've never had the opportunity to buy one. And not even like expensive ones. I've just never seen them. And then I was at a plant nursery that I had never been to. The nursery is called Lace and Leaves. I believe you can order online. I'm not sure, but it was an amazing plant store. They just had so many plants that I don't really see around, and I was definitely, you know, shopping around. I was actually shopping for my grandpa. He turned 90 a week or so ago, and so he likes plants, not like obsessively like I do, but he does have plants. So I thought, why not get him a plant? And so I was shopping for him. I was there on a selfless mission, and then I was just looking, you know, I had picked a plant for him. I actually picked a Philodendron Red Moon, which is really beautiful. It's almost like a Philodendron Prince of Orange, but the leaves are a little bit longer. I think that's the main difference, and the leaf is more red than orange, although Prince of Orange can be pretty red. Anyway, I picked that for him, and that's where I got the Peperomia Hope as well. And then I was just looking around at sort of the more rare plants or whatever, and I saw on the top shelf where it said like plants on top shelf are not for sale, sort of like a propagation thing going on. And I saw Syngonium frosted heart up there being propagated. And I was about to go ask the person working at the desk if I could somehow just buy a propagation of the plant. And then I kept looking, and then there was some for sale. And I think it was $15. It wasn't crazy expensive, especially given that I find these are almost impossible to find. But I mean, it is a Syngonium. It's not like this is a really hard to care for plant as far as I know. So I think $15 is, you know, a fair price. Anyway, I picked the cutest one, and I was just so, I was shocked to see it in person, and I was just so excited to bring it home. To be honest, I don't know that I would have recognized it if it hadn't been labeled, just because all of the photos I've seen of it was of a really large plant. So, you know, this is so small that maybe I wouldn't have recognized it. But anyway, that's the story of how I found Philodendron Frosted Heart, and I'm so happy that I did. There is a new leaf starting there, which is super exciting. I plan to just have this on like a bamboo stake once needed. I don't think it will need a moss pole. I'm not a fan of moss poles, and I try to avoid them. So yeah, for now, I have it under a grow light, one of my like Mossify ring grow lights. I think that will be enough light for it. Apparently it can be more frosted if it gets more light, which is what we're going for. And yeah, I'm so excited. I think I should repot it soon. The potting mix that it's in does not feel very chunky, and that's just how it came. But I don't know, I just want to let it sort of acclimatize first, and then I'll repot it. But this was a very exciting find. I also picked up this really cute Peperomia ginny, or Peperomia tricolor. I've also seen it called Peperomia rainbow. I don't know if that is an official name, but I picked this up. These are, you know, these are pretty easy to find. And I had one a long time ago, and then I don't even think I killed that one. I think I just gave it away or something. Maybe I did kill it, but these are really cute plants. They have the pink margin. They're really easy to grow. Peperomia in general is really easy to grow. I guess I got the Peperomia Hope, and I got this from the same shop, I think. I was in a Peperomia mood, but really I had made this pot recently and I wanted a plant that I thought would look good in it. So I kind of wanted a bushy, almost like flat plant, because the planter is kind of flat or wide. And so I thought this would look really good. I feel like a little fern would look good in here too. But I knew that Peperomia ginny would be easy to grow, that it wouldn't be, you know, a lot of extra work in my collection. They're also really affordable. So I probably could have bought two just to make this a little bit fuller, but I think it looks cute as is. Again, I try not to buy plants for planters because I feel like that is just an endless cycle. If I have an empty planter, I just put it in the box, and once I get a plant, I put it in that planter. But I had just made this one and I really liked it. So in this situation, I did buy a plant for the planter, which it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Anyway, Peperomia ginny. Cutie. Another thing that's new to my collection is this Sansi light. I just have it clipped onto the fireplace shelf thing, and then these are bendable. That's probably too close to the Glorioso. These plants were struggling a little bit. They did not have grow lights on them. I've got these Mossify grow lights going, and I love those, but this corner was just a little bit darker, and so they needed a boost. So again, I'm in a colder, darker climate now, so had to get a new light. I think that this is gonna go really well. This light is super bright. Trying not to blind you, but it's super bright. So I'm excited about this. I think it has good potential to boost these plants up. Another thing is I actually did have my Prince of Orange under one of the halo lights, and it was loving it. It was putting out all these new leaves, but it was growing upwards, which the Prince of Orange, you want to be able to see. Here, maybe I'll just turn off. There, you can see better. With the Prince of Orange, you want to be able to see all these beautiful new leaves, but if they're pointing up, you don't see them as much. So I figured if I put the Prince of Orange here with a light that's like in front of it, it will slowly turn to face the light, and then I'll be able to see those beautiful orange leaves a little bit better. we'll see. Anyway, another new little update to my collection. I also bought for myself an Alocasia frydek. Now again, this is kind of like the frosted heart. Alocasia frydek are not super common in Canada, at least where I'm going, they're not super common. I have seen them a couple times though. They're more common than the frosted heart, but when I've seen them, they were, in my opinion, very overpriced. And so I've just never picked one up, even though I love them. I think that these are just juvenile leaves, but the mature leaves are really, really large and velvety. They have, the veining is a little bit thicker and white, and just overall beautiful. It's kind of like an Alocasia poly, but velvety. And I loved my Alocasia poly. I had it for years. It eventually croaked. But I got lots of babies from it. I loved that plant. And so I've been thinking maybe I should get a new one, but I actually haven't really seen any Alocasia polys since moving here. But then I saw this Alocasia frydek and I just thought I should go for it. It was under $5 because it's so tiny. I did repot it already. It was in like a really small pot and the roots were going crazy. So I'm hoping that it will sort of take off now. There already is a new leaf starting there, and that definitely has come in since I repotted it. So I'm hoping this will just really take off now that the roots have more space. I've got it under a grow light as well. I'm so excited to see this one grow. I love Alocasia. I used to always keep them in my cabinet. I kind of thought they needed, and they do like a lot of humidity, but I'm now experimenting with them, taking them out of the cabinet, which means I have more space for more Alocasia. So stay tuned. I might be getting a few more. I do love them. I feel like I'm pretty good with them, and I love the corms. I just love everything about Alocasia. So I couldn't resist this one. I don't know. I feel like I got a lot of plants, but I just have been in the mood. For a while, you know, we were planning to move, so I was like, well, I'm not gonna buy more plants before we move. And then I really did a serious declutter. I got rid of a lot of plants, which I don't regret. It needed to be done. I got rid of so many plants. And then since moving in here, we've just had so much going on. I just have been enjoying having like the pared down plant collection. But then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I have space in my mind for plant care, and I could kind of see where the light falls in this house, and that yes, I could fit a few more plants. So it just kind of hit me. I got the bug again and have been going plant shopping. Where I live now has definitely more plant shops than where I was before. I was in a pretty small town before. And so there's also just way more opportunity here to get more plants. I haven't ventured into the Facebook Marketplace plant situation, although there is a lot of plants on Facebook Marketplace. Actually, let's talk about Facebook Marketplace for plants. Like, I used to buy a lot of plants on Marketplace, and I would sell a lot of plants on Marketplace, but I feel like the more time goes by, the more scammers I hear about, or just things that I see, like plants for sale that I am 99% sure that is a scam, and it just kind of has turned me off. I also, now that I'm living in like a bigger city, I do feel a little bit afraid of buying and selling on Marketplace because there's just so many strangers. I don't know, like maybe I've just become paranoid in my old age, but the thought of just going to someone's house, knocking on the door, and then maybe like sometimes in the olden days when I used to buy from Marketplace, sometimes they'd be like, oh, come on in, I'm just gonna go grab it. Or like, come on in, you can grab it from this shelf, and it would be fine. I wouldn't be scared of that. But the thought of doing that nowadays makes me nervous. And the thought of giving my address to someone else for them to come here and buy a plant and me to just like open my door, I don't know. I know you can meet in public places and all of that, and maybe I will come around to it. I don't know. I don't know. I have not ventured into that since moving, and maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine. And maybe like, and sometimes those, you know, nerves can be a good thing. Like maybe there's a reason I feel that way, and just listen to it. Again, it's not like I'm desperate for plants. Obviously, I have been finding plants elsewhere, but I just was thinking about that for the first time the other day, is that I used to, that was a big way of sharing plants, getting plants, sharing plants, was Facebook Marketplace, even like trades on Facebook Marketplace. And it just seemed so natural and normal and non-scary, but now it seems weird. Now it seems weird. I don't know, is that just me? Like, are you still doing that? I don't know. I don't know. If you are, good for you. Let me know your secrets. Okay, I'm gonna grab another plant. All right, this one is so teeny tiny, and the reason for that, so this is a nerve plant, Fittonia. I don't remember what this variety is called. If you know, let me know in the comments. When I bought it, it was very, like, it was in, you know, like a 1-inch pot, like quite a small plant, but it was really big and bushy. And I bought it for my terrarium. I just saw it and I was like, oh, that's so cute. It was, you know, $2. And Fittonia does really well in terrariums, and the colors on this are just really cool. So anyway, I bought it, brought it home. I plopped it right in the terrarium. Like I just pulled it out of the pot and just sort of made a little hole and put it in there. Forgot about it, you know, checked on it sometimes, but kind of forgot about it. And then let's say 3 weeks after I planted it, I was just looking in my terrarium and it was like melting. Like it had, most of it had totally melted and was going moldy. This was just like the top of it. So I pinched it off and I am propagating in my greenhouse cabinet. You can probably hear the fan going right now. I opened it to get this out. So I'm propagating it. I don't know if maybe it had root rot when I bought it. I didn't even really look at the roots when I unpotted it, to be honest. I just kind of took it out, didn't want to disturb the roots, and just plopped it in. So honestly, maybe it just was already dying. I don't know, because I do have another Fittonia in that same terrarium. Like it's one of those it's pink as well, but like a lighter pink. And it does really well in there, which is what made me want to buy another one. So I'm not sure if I did something wrong, but it's now rooting, hasn't put out any new leaves. Like, I don't know. So I do plan to put this back in the terrarium. Maybe it just needs to grow stronger roots and then hopefully we'll do okay. Which also, this is not really related, but also, so like talking about all these new plants makes me think of all the plant shopping that I was doing. So when I was shopping, I noticed that there are Monstera Thai constellations everywhere. They are very available now. I know that in the US they have been available for a little while. For, you know, when I say available, I mean, you know, there's lots of them. The prices are not insane. So I did notice them in a lot of plant stores. I definitely considered getting one. I don't know, I just do not love them. One of the greenhouses, I found a really cute one. I think it was $25. I was carrying it around and I just, in the end, just left it there. I do not love Monstera, and the variegation, well, okay, actually I do love Monstera when they're huge. Like I love the massive Monstera. My husband and I went to the Mutart Conservatory, which is this incredible plant conservatory. We went there over the holidays. They have like every plant and it is so beautiful, and it's in like a glass pyramid that is warm. So in the winter, it is so nice to go there. There's one pyramid that is for tropical plants. One pyramid is for desert plants. One pyramid is for temperate plants, and then one is like a seasonal one that they change around. So at this point they had all poinsettias. Like it was like a pyramid full of poinsettias, which was very cool. In the tropical pyramid, they had a huge Monstera Thai constellation. It didn't actually say Thai constellation, it said variegated Monstera or something, but it was like speckled. I assume it was a Thai constellation, although I don't know all the different types of variegated Monstera. But anyway, it was a huge one and it looked so beautiful. Like it looked majestic. The leaves were like this big and had such beautiful variegation. And I was like, okay, that is stunning. And then in one of the plant stores that I was in, one of the many plant stores I apparently was in December, they also had a couple really big ones, and they were, you know, several $100s, which fair enough. They're probably 5 years old or whatever. And they were huge, but I feel like a Monstera, like any type of Monstera, just takes over the room that it's in, which can be really beautiful, like cool. but I just feel like that's not my vibes. I like to have lots of different plants. I do like to have big plants, but I like them to more grow upwards and not just like be a big bush. Yeah, I feel like a Monstera is like a bush, whereas that's just not, something about it I don't like in my own home. I like seeing them out and about. That being said, I mean, I might change my mind, and if, you know, maybe I will get one. Maybe I will get one. But I just, now that they're so available, like, I don't know that I even really like them. I think also Monstera, I used to have, like when I first got into plants, I don't know, 5 years ago, I got a cutting of a large Monstera, just a regular green Monstera, but it was like a cutting of a large mature Monstera. So I rooted it and was growing it. It never really did very well though. Like it didn't put out a lot of leaves, and I was giving, I thought, again, I was very new to plants, but I thought I was doing everything right. It was getting lots of light. It was in like a prime location in its space, and it just never did well. And I think I had it for about a year. And then once I found out about plant pests, I actually looked at it and it was crawling with thrips and had given thrips to many other plants. And so basically that Monstera was like a plague in my plant collection when I was first starting out. So maybe that also gave me just like a negative connotation of Monsteras. And now I'm just very hesitant. I don't know. I do like the, you know, the white variegated Monsteras, whatever, that like albos, those are cool. But again, I don't know that I actually want one in my house. So anyways, this is a problem that you might not care about, but they are just so available now, and it just makes you have to really decide, like, do I want this? And for me, so far, it has been a no. Apparently I would rather get this than a Monstera constellation. So yeah, I don't know, be careful what you wish for, I guess, when these crazy, rare, expensive plants are now available everywhere. You just have to really think, like, do I want this? Or there's a very cute squirrel outside my window. Or has it just been conditioned that I would like it? Anyway, that was a big ramble. Those are all my new plants. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Did you get any new plants over the holidays? Let me know. I would love to know. I love to chat about people's plant collections. Like, please let me know. Please share. Okay, I hope to see you in my next video. Goodbye. Have a wonderful day. Bye.